Hi everyone, it's Leona from Leona's Designs. Welcome back to another Slow Stitch with K3N. And this week I'm working on week 41. We're doing scrap applique. Applique. I can't quite say it like K3N did, but basically it's applique using scraps. And she did a butterfly, and I am going to attempt to do a bird. This bird is a bird I drew for Birdtober. I was in a challenge for the month of October for drawing a bird every day. And I drew a bird every day, and then I paper collaged it. So this is a print of a Carolina wren bird that I drew. And I thought I would use this as my pattern. I am just going to make a simple bird out of this. I'm not going to replicate each color and part of this bird like it is here. I just thought I'd keep it simple and just draw the bird body and then applique a wing on. So what I'm hoping to do is use this for my bird body, and then maybe this for my bird wing. I have a lot of scraps, and I'm excited to get going on this project. So I hope you'll stay with me, and we'll go through it step by step. So first of all, we have to have a backing fabric that we're going to stitch our bird onto, or applique onto. And then this is the backing piece where we'll add that after we finish appliquing our bird onto this fabric. So I'm going to set this piece aside. I did choose about a 5x6 piece of cloth. It's cotton. And I chose that size because it needs to be that size to fit in my journal. So now I'm going to use this for my template, and I'm going to cut out this bird body from this piece of cloth. Set this aside for a minute, and I'm just going to kind of pin him down and cut him out. And I'm not going to worry about his legs and feet, or even maybe his beak at this time. I just want to get his body in here. So I'm going to pin this. I could have used some freezer paper and ironed him on and cut it out of freezer paper, but just thought this would probably be easy enough. So I'm going to use my little snippy scissors, and I'm going to start right here where his beak is. I'll probably cover his beak with a piece of black felt, but we'll just cut it out right now. And I'm going to try to follow the pattern, but I'm not going to be too fussy about it. Just going to go around and cut out the body. I'm filming, excuse me, on a new setup that I just got. I ordered a new ring light and a new video setup, and I hope that's going to make my videos better, improve the quality, and it will be better viewing for you. Hopefully a better experience for me. So far, so good. Okay. Now I did cut his feet off, but you can always stitch those on later. So let's see what we have. Okay, this is our basic bird body. And I'm going to applique onto this piece of cloth. And I'm going to leave enough room down here where I can add his feet back on. Should be able to fit. And I can add a black beak there. Probably some feet cut out of felt. So I'm going to pin him to this piece of cloth right now and stitch him down. I think I'll just use a simple running stitch to stitch him. And I probably will use some brown embroidery floss. I think I have some in my needle. Do I? No, I don't have enough. So I need to go get my embroidery floss and thread my needle, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've got my needle threaded with some brown embroidery floss, 3 strands. I'm just going to start going around. I think I'll start here at the tail. And I'm just going to start, I think I'll just do a running stitch. Just around the edge, probably 1/8 of an inch away from the edge. Just to get it stitched down. Probably should have started going the other way instead of this way. Kind of going backwards. But that's okay. So, excuse me, I am on week 41 of the Slow Stitch with K3N. Oops, I got caught on my pin. And I'm trying to get caught up because I think, I'm not sure. She's like maybe 4 or 5 weeks ahead of me. I got behind because I was doing Birdtober, which, as I said previously, was drawing a bird every day for October. And I really wanted to do that challenge because I've been doing it now for 6 years. And I didn't want to miss out on it. So I got that done. It kept me really busy because I not only draw the bird, I paper collage the bird. So I had to find, I used magazine images to collage with. So I had to find, you know, just the right images and colors and then collage them on the bird, and it takes time. But I just love it. That's really my first love. And I didn't want to miss out on doing it, so I'll put the link below to view all my Birdtober images if you are interested in seeing them. I don't have them on YouTube yet, but I do have them on Instagram, which is where the challenge was. So I'll put a link below in the description if you'd like to go check out my Birdtober 2024 images. So here we have part of this body stitched. I'm just going to continue on around, stitching it down. And this will be our first layer of our scrap applique. See if I can turn this so I can stitch it a little bit easier. If I can do a couple stitches at a time. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to bump that light. I'm still getting used to my new setup here. This is my first video with my new setup, so I'm hoping it's going to work out a lot better than my previous one. I had my grandson stop by and help me get it all set up and ready to make this first video, so he's very knowledgeable. He is in the music business and he makes all his own videos and music, so he showed me a couple of little tips. So my longtime subscribers, let me know if you think my new video filming is better. I hope it is. And new subscribers, if you haven't yet watched any of my videos, if you like what you're seeing, I hope you'll subscribe and give me a thumbs up. It really helps on YouTube. If you like the videos, and comment. It really helps to boost them and send them out to more people. Which is, you know, my main hope is to get my videos out to as many people as possible to inspire them to maybe try this slow stitch for themselves. It's really not hard once you get used to it, and it's a lot of fun. So, I don't think I'm going to stitch down his beak because I am going to put a black beak over the top of it. So I'm just going to bypass that, just go right on by there. And I might as well stay on here for a few more stitches I've got. I was going to pause because I didn't think you would want to watch me stitch all the way around. But I guess you could always fast forward. I do eventually want to start making videos of my Birdtober birds. I hope I'm in frame. I do want to recreate my Birdtober bird collages into fabric. So I'm hoping that I will be able to start creating fabric birds using the patterns that I used for my Birdtober. So if you're interested in fabric birds, you might want to subscribe because I'm hoping to have some videos on that in the future. just a couple more stitches, and then I'll show you what we're going to do for our next layer. Okay. I'm going to tie it off at the back. And then what we're going to do is to cut down on the excess bulk. Catherine said we should go around the back and snip out this fabric on the inside of our stitches, because now we're going to create more layers on top. Okay, I'm going to create a wing. I could create another piece for his tail if I wanted. I'm going to create a beak. I could create two parts of his wing, or a section up here. I don't know if I'm going to do that. I wanted to keep it simple, but right now I'm going to snip out the back here. So I'm going to start. You have to be careful. You don't want to go through the front. Just pull this up. Just want to take a little slit here somewhere. So I'll pull it up and snip it. Like this. There we go. It's kind of like reverse applique, but it's a little different because we're not trying to reveal the cloth underneath. So we just go around and snip out his back. As close to these stitches as we can. Without going through the front. Trying to stand frame here. Concentrating so I don't happen to snip one of my stitches. Almost there. There. So we got this little piece we can use as a scrap. And we cut out our back layer. So now this is a little more easier to stitch onto because we've only got one layer here. So now we can make his wing. And I gotta decide what I want to use for his wing, or if I want to make his tail a little bit different. I've got all these pieces of fabric here. So I could make him colorful or just keep him in with the brown. I think I want a colorful wing. So let me see. I was going to use that one piece I showed you at the beginning. I think that would make a beautiful wing. I could just kind of freehand cut it out, or I could use him as a pattern. But I think this material kind of looks like a pattern of a wing. So I think I will try that. Get it cut. Just going to cut this part of it out. See if that might make a nice wing. And if it doesn't, we can always go to plan B. Just kind of cutting around the motif. And I think that looks pretty nice. I think that would make a nice wing. And now we have to decide if we want something different for his tail or to leave it like that. Let's see what else I have here. Have anything striped? I have something checked. Excuse me. I don't think I really have anything appropriate. And this could work, but I think he'll be good that way. If I just maybe make a beak for him out of this. Use this for his beak and his feet. I think that might be cute. I'm going to pin this wing on, and then I'm going to stitch that down. I think one pin will be enough. I think I have enough brown thread in my needle to stitch the wing. So we'll get to it. And again, I'm just using running stitches. To stitch this wing to the body. Whoops. I lost my thread. I'm going to rethread my needle and I'll finish stitching him, stitching his wing on, and I'll be back. Okay, I finished stitching his wing on. I think it looks nice. And now I'm just going to cut out this part where the wing is stitched, just to kind of free up that bulk. We'll have to get a little slit, and then we'll cut this part out just where the wing is. decide if we want to add anything else or just add the beak and the feet. Little tricky. Smaller the pieces, a little trickier it gets. Okay. So now I cut this. So now I've got a little more leeway here if I wanted to add some more stitching in there, which I might do. I'm pretty happy with how it looks right now. I don't think I'm going to add any more unless I added maybe a little something to the top of his head. Maybe a little embellishment at the top of his head. Like a little crown or something. That's a thought. Excuse me. Obviously, he isn't a Carolina Wren anymore because this is my Carolina Wren. But I just used this shape. Oops, sorry, I keep bumping that ring light. It's so low that I have to be careful not to hit it. So let me see if I want to add a little swirl or a little crown to his head. A little plume, just for fun. Little crown. Maybe this little plume right here. Might be too big, I don't know. I could add it, but I don't really think it's necessary. But it is a thought, you know, if you wanted to continue adding pieces. I mean, I think this part right here would make a great eye. Because we do want to add an eye. I'm just going to cut this out as a background for his eye. I think that will make a perfect eye. So we'll do that, and then I'm going to cut out a beak. I'm going to use this pattern. See if I can cut out his beak. If I'm in frame or not. See if I can cut this into a decent beak. Sorry, I bumped it again. I'm going to have to figure out a better way to stop from doing that. I might just have to glue this on. Not sure I like that. Oops. I like his eye. I don't really like this beak. So I think I'm going to get some black felt and I'll be right back. Okay, well, I couldn't find any black felt. For some reason, I have no black felt and no brown felt. So I dug around in my scraps. I found a little piece of black material, which I cut out the feet and the beak out of some black. I'll just need to glue those down and stitch those down. And then I thought this could be the eye. But then, while I was digging around in the scraps, I found this. And it looks like it's just a perfect addition to his head. And that could be the eye. If I just cut that out around there. So I'm going to do that and see how that might look. If not, we'll just go with what we have. But I just saw this and I thought, wow, that might make a nice addition. So let's see. If we position it like that, it kind of could just blend right in. I think I'm going to do it. I think it blends right in. I'll just have to stitch it on and then stitch his beak and his feet. His feet are kind of big, but we'll just call him Bigfoot. I could add a little bit to his tail, I guess. I just, you know, there's no end to creativity. So I'm going to stitch this on and his beak and his feet, and I'll be back. So here is my bird so far. I did stitch on the feet and the beak. I did stitch on that other piece for his head. I kind of like it. I was just playing around with the rest of the fabric and these scraps, and I thought maybe I would like to extend the wing, because I think this is part of the wing. So I thought if I added this piece, I could kind of blend it in and make that be part of the wing. And then just for fun, I was noticing these pieces could maybe go on the tail. Oops. I think that would make a nice addition. And then even this, that would make him totally different, wouldn't it? Maybe just add that on. He would be a totally different bird. He would not be the Carolina wren, but he would be a unique creation, a little scrappy bird, a little fun creation. And who knows what we would call him, just Scrappy Bird, I guess. So it's just interesting what you can do when you start playing around with different fabrics and textures and just start creating just randomly. When you're looking at fabric, sometimes you just see something that might work. It's really fun. So I think I will add this and this and this, and I will be back to show you the results. I'm hoping to do a few seed stitches in his body also, and we'll see what we get at the end. Okay, so I did sew the piece on the tail and another piece to the wing. I think it makes it look better. I did not sew the little piece to the head because I liked the head the way it was. So I'm just going to leave it that way. I added a few seed stitches here and there. Put a little white dot of white marker on there for his eye. and I'm going to call him done. I like the way he turned out. He is just a fun little scrappy bird. I'm going to call him Bigfoot, and he's going to go in my journal. I'm not going to sew the piece to the back. I want to leave it because it'll show the scrap applique method, and it's just going in my journal. So if it was going to be a patch or going somewhere else, I would put the backing on it. But since it's not, I'm just going to leave it this way. So I hope you're inspired. I hope you'll try making your own little scrap applique bird or butterfly or shape of whatever you want to do. It's really fun, and I hope you enjoyed watching the video. Hope you will click that like button or subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a great day.